Hello and welcome to Phulkari's Knowledge Series Part 2. This time we talk all about Phulkari. Phulkari means flower, work, literally, and these are some of the samples that we've pulled together to walk you through. And Kavita is going to help us as usual. So we've got this first dupatta, which is a chiffon based dupatta. So these are small booties all over, and I'm going to crumple it so that you understand the flow and the fall of the fabric. And this is a basic range of Phulkaris. Now Phulkari has a lot of motifs that are in geometrical patterns, but they draw its inspiration from flowers. This one, we call it the pankha design because of those motifs. And this one again was on chiffon. This one, however, is on khaddar. That's a traditional hand-spun cotton that was used for Phulkaris originally. And if you see the darning stitch, this is the back side. These are stitches, basically rows of normal running stitch, but they are in a reverse direction. And this one is the same thing, but a machine version. So you see the back side, it is completely different. We've got the fish bones and the back stitch also used quite a bit in Phulkari. And this one was again on cotton, a normal cotton. But this, however, this dupatta is on chinon. Now, if you see, the actual base fabric is hardly visible. These patterns are called as bags. Bags literally mean gardens, and this one has embellishments too. So the bag pattern is used mainly in bridal outfits, occasional outfits, right? And the entire emphasis on covering the entire fabric with the embroidered patterns. This one was again on chiffon, and now we are comparing both of them. If you see, one is red, pink, the traditional bridal colors, and the other is a much contrasting piece with black and blue. This one is on chinon. Now chinon is a much shinier fabric than chiffon, although the fall is the same. And this one has a beautiful embroidered border on it with a little bit of tikas in the middle. So a very contrast piece from the regular Phulkaris that you might get. The regular Phulkaris are always very vibrant. The entire focus lies on creating a very heavy dupatta. And we have another thing over here, which is the Chanderi one. It's a much different piece, and this is not a traditional piece. So let's see the back side, if you see. Yeah. And now going to this not so simple, not so traditional piece. It is done on Chanderi fabric, similar geometrical designs. And this one is on chinon, a machine done, a floral pattern that is used over here, unlike the usual geometrical version. And that's the back side of the same. Now we'll move and look at some saris. Yeah. So this one is our creation. It is a contrast piece. So we've used yellow chinon fabric, plain solid body, and the dupatta, which has been converted into a pallu of the sari with this lace border. So there's a Phulkari dupatta which actually brings out the beauty of a plain sari. So that's the concept. And this one is a Phulkari fusion sari. Now if you see that there are these mango like ambi patterns, as we call it, and the flower patterns with the fishbone, the backstitch, puffing done. That's the patterns are very common in Kashmiri embroidery, but the piece has been created by Phulkari artisans. So it's a fusion piece as such on Chanderi. So it's not the typical Phulkari, and this one is definitely a typical Phulkari traditional pattern. Now this is available both in hand embroidery and in machine embroidery. The machine embroidery will be half the price than that of a hand embroidered version. It's having a jal heavy pallu with scattered motifs all over the body. This is on Chinon, hence the shiny effect. And here is a suit, again a fusion suit with gota patti lacing on Chanderi and these floral designs. It has a same colored bottom and a kurta, but a very contrast dupatta, and that's usually the format of Phulkari suits. The dupatta is what is usually the contrast piece. And we will have a look at a traditional salwar suit also. Here we have a green, beautiful green glaze cotton suit with a border at the bottom and the sleeves, which will be the Phulkari embroidery borders, and the dupatta will be in a contrast color. So this is the heavy Phulkari dupatta, and this is how typically Phulkari suits are, with a plain top and bottom and a contrast dupatta. Here we've got a jacket. So now Phulkari embroidery is being used in shoes, in jutis, in jackets, bags, etc. Here we've got the kanchan embroidery, which I really wanted to show. It's on chiffon. This one is actually a lehenga, and the same kanchan Phulkari is used in saris, dupattas. We've created a lehenga. This is a dupatta and a skirt lehenga set, right? And this can be paired with a contrast colored blouse. Now we've got this, which is the same kanchan embroidery with sequins and multicolored thread work. Hope all of this information has been useful. This is what's coming next. Signing off, Team Phulkari.